Then
It's
Federation's...
the Gorn. It's the Gorn, sir. Where are the Gorn? It's the Gorn. Human or Gorn?
Pretty damn creepy.
Anybody has to go, now's the time. Do not
All the kids in
in
the station wagon, take a road trip.
Sir, the station wagon?
Yes, that's right, the station wagon, and this is quite the road trip. Star Trek Strange New Worlds, All Those Who Wander is over, but we're just getting started here tonight on Live Long and Podcast as we continue our episode review series here. We got a great panel to break this down tonight. I'm Dave Mader, joined with Jody Simpson. How you doing tonight, Jody?
Hello. I'm all right.
That's all right. The Gorn! It's the Gorn!
I'm so tired of hearing her say Gorn.
Gorn! Joining us for the first time this season is Chris Murphy. How are you doing tonight, Chris?
Good, fellas. Good. How are you guys tonight?
Doing well. We're here to talk All Those Who Wander. And joining us, of course, is Adam Woodward. How are you doing, Adam?
What a great episode. Can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah.
Superb.
I'm not crying. You're crying. As spoilers about here for this episode 9. We also expect Davan Skelhorn from Locutors of Trek to be joining us shortly as well. So we'll have 5 people here on the panel. Adam, you've already said you loved the episode. Chris, what did you think?
I was blown away with it, honestly. Like, so many thoughts. I can't wait to break down. But it was by far the best episode of the season, in my opinion. Yeah.
All right. And Jody, I know you don't like hearing Lon say Gorn, but beside that, what do you think of tonight's episode?
It was a great episode. I do find that there's a lot of connections to other sci-fi, which I'm sure Adam already knows where I'm going on this. But
yeah, I'm okay with it though. Actually, I'm okay. There's 2 movies.
It's fine, but it was a little overdone, like to the point where I'm like, literally every scene they've done.
Are you trying to say that this was like Alien?
This was Aliens mixed with Alien 3.
And don't forget. It was Aliens, but it was Aliens with Reptile from Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh, good point. Yes.
Right.
It looked like Reptile. Yeah, for sure.
They mostly come at night.
Mostly come at night.
It's the Gorn.
Pretty damn creepy.
That's right.
Hey, Dave, I don't know if you heard, but it's the Gorn.
It's the Gorn, sir.
I liked how they always were like, nobody knows anything about the Gorn. She's professed to not knowing anything about the Gorn, but you know, then she becomes like the Gorn, like
yeah, she's like literally the top advisor.
Yeah, she became like the Wikipedia of Gorn all of a sudden.
It's the Gorn, sir.
It's always the Gorn.
She knows no one knows Gorn like Lon, Noonien Singh.
At this point, every time she says it's the Gorn, I'm actually expecting it not to be the Gorn.
Human or Gorn?
Yeah. Oh, and then to round out our panel tonight, joining us, my cousin and yours, Davan Skelhorn. How are you doing tonight, Davan?
It's Davan Ripley, actually.
Davan Ripley?
Yeah.
Ripley!
All right.
They even had Newt.
But I was about to say you can just call me Newt for the rest of this episode. Or Bishop.
I'm not a big huge fan of the Alien franchise, so for me this was fresh, almost as fresh as these veggies guys that we got here in this episode. To start off this is we start off on a party for this first shot of this episode coming through. There's veggies, there's sandwiches, there's quiche. There are different accoutrements and
so Captain Pike throws a good party.
Is this the third or fourth episode?
Waffle.
Is this the third or fourth episode where they start up the episode with them either eating a dinner or they're eating breakfast or they're eating, at a party?
And they're always at Pike's quarters. It's every party's at his quarters. Kirk never had a reception in his quarters that I can remember.
Well, he did
because they're a family, Jody. They're a family.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Get into the station wagon. We're going on a trip, and don't make me turn this car around.
Number one, why the hell would Spock even get that reference?
He didn't. That was the whole point.
Well,
he was like a station wagon. So.
Number 2, I've decided to refer to space shuttles as station wagons.
Station
wagons.
wagons. I like it. I like the pun on it.
Me too.
So to start this episode off, it's Uhura's log. Not Pike's. It's she's giving her cadet's log because she's talking about how everybody here who's on Starfleet, they all know they want to be here. I kind of came here because my family died and I was looking for a new start, but I'm not sure I want to stay. And that was kind of like the summary of what she's kind of telling us in her voiceover to start off this episode. Get here a look from number one. Can't remember if there's any dialogue that accompanies this.
I'm beginning to forget she's even in this show.
Well, she comes and goes. She was she's go ahead.
I was thinking, what she basically becomes Lana from, or was it Lana from Futurama? No, Leela. She becomes Leela from Futurama in this episode. They're like, we need you to go take a delivery.
We need you to take the B mission. There's no screen time for you in this episode. So you and I know Erica and a few of the others are going to go to K7 actually, which is what we're told for some power cells. But basically a delivery job. And the rest of the crew is on the away mission is going to have a rougher time here. But she's tapping her watch, guys, or her epaulets, because there's a little ceremony that's going to happen here. For the two cadets, this other cadet in the blue shirt, I don't think we had met her previously. I think she's given a name in the episode, but she's one of the three who die on this episode. Along with that, ensign, soon to be a lieutenant, a few minutes later, he also will bite it on this episode along with Hemmer, and which we'll get to. But there's a little bit of a ceremony to celebrate these two cadets that have been on the ship. Pike says, "You always get a place here. Enjoy. We loved you having you. Good times. And now you're going back to the academy, or whatever." Her giving some looks. It's all happy right now. They must be right next to a sun here for it to be so bright. It looks like it's like bright morning coming through the windows here. I was trying to kind
cheaper than CGing it.
I guess I was trying to figure where the Enterprise was for this but it gives it this real breakfast kind of feel to it.
That's just a window setting. It's like curtains, so you can set it to this bright light.
Oh, that's handy.
Hey, you know what difference between Captain Pike and Captain Archer?
Well, there's many, but
he doesn't walk while he's talking.
He doesn't walk while. In this case,
right?
He actually prepares his own food. He doesn't have a chef.
He doesn't have a chef. He likes cooking. Point. He likes putting on the apron. He'll even do dishes. And then sometimes he'll get Spock to do the dishes. But it's all good.
Look, if Commander Riker would cook for you, you'd have a chef as well.
Commander Riker did cook. He cooked those weird egg things the one time.
Yeah, he was the chef on Enterprise.
He did make some eggs. Yeah, Riker did, but Picard didn't come to that breakfast. He wasn't too...
well, do you blame him?
No, I don't know. It's
apparently only Worf thought they were edible.
Yeah, delicious, you said.
The problem with this episode is, though, it's really predictable.
You see it all
beyond predictable.
Three minutes in, Tiffany and I predicted the whole thing.
That this guy
just got promoted. He's gonna die.
Yeah. Well, both of them. They just named two people we've never seen before. That's not good for them.
Hey, Ensign Duke, but he's not wearing a red shirt.
The end already.
They give them the red shirts.
They should have given him a red shirt for this, but we end up losing a gold shirt, a red shirt, and a blue shirt in this episode. So equal opportunity deaths.
Predicted all three.
Yeah, all three get together. We see Ensign Duke is promoted to lieutenant. He gets the extra little stripe here, and I guess it's also on the comm badge as well. I thought that they had taken that off of the comm badge in terms of the rank, but we see that here in the little box that Una presents to him.
Maybe they just get another
Duke,
one.
you are now Lieutenant Ricky.
Maybe they're like pilot wings or something.
Maybe.
Or you just keep getting more and more of them depending on what aircraft you get checked off on.
Perhaps. And here we have a conversation with Ortegas and Uhura, where she's like, "Hey, what's up? I'm your pal." And she's like, "Permission to speak freely?" And she's like, "Are you for real? What's up with you? Like, it's me." She's like, "Okay, talk." And she's like, "I don't know if I want to stay."
That's another problem I have with this episode. There isn't enough Ortega in it.
She hasn't been in the show a lot, really. Like she had more to do last week, but she was kind of not herself. She was actually a mytho-historical knight or something.
Let's not talk about last week's episode.
Yeah.
Somebody had to drive the ship this week's episode. I mean, come on.
Yeah, she had to fly the delivery run to K7. Conversation here with Pike and Uhura. I'm trying to remember the substance of this, but it's basically like, hey, are you gonna stay? And she's like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. And he's like, well, figure it out. Is that kind of what happened?
You've always got a place here on Enterprise.
Yeah, you want to be on here on the flagship of the Enterprise or the Federation? It's yours. But whatever, do you. He gets the call here. We see him come across the room, and he gets the communique. It's basically, you got to go check out this. There's a ship missing, the Peregrine, and we need you to go check it out. But they also kind of work out that they have to deliver the power cells to K7. So Pike and Una have to divide and conquer here. And we see here he's doing the dishes. He's got the apron on, and they're kind of talking about. Lon shows up. She's briefed here. He starts feeding her food. He puts Spock on the dishes. And she was like, oh my God, Pike makes the most amazing food ever. This is the best delicious thing.
This is like
I
200
legitimately
years
want
in
to try
the
one of his
future.
waffles.
You're telling me that Enterprise doesn't have a dishwasher?
It's got Spock.
I mean, I'm sure it does, but he also is probably a very practical kind of guy, and he's you make food with your hands, you wash the dishes with your hands. That's how my mom taught me. That's how my dad taught me. That's how
they do it in
future
Montana.
Pike got shit. I'm stuck in a chair.
Respect the food, Jody. Respect the food.
Right. He makes that all. So this is
what though? Fun fact about the name, the Peregrine, because they're the fastest bird and fastest animal on Earth. And when Mbenga says he had served on that class of ship, and the only thing he has to say about it was how it was fast.
It was fast.
So I thought that was a fun little nod to the name, the Peregrine.
But he said that with equal gravitas. He says waffles. The waffles. Definitely always try Pike's waffles. Try his bacon omelets, and anything else he's got going on here. So she's digging it. Look at Pike. He just you love my food, don't you?
God, I'm awesome.
God, I'm the best. If I wasn't in Starfleet, I'd be a chef.
This crew loves me.
Yeah, he's the most coolest captain I think there ever has been, because no captain has I love making my guys happy like Pike is. Not quite. Cisco a little bit, but Cisco would also yell at people just as equal after his paprikash.
I think this Pike is the most easy to get along with, the crew friendly captain we've ever seen.
He's you need extra cheese on this.
Jellicoe would spit on Pike as soon as he saw him. He would just spit all over him and be like, "You disgust me, sir."
Yeah, we're going to 4-shift rotation under Jellicoe. The planet that they're going to is called Vallejo Beta 5. That's where the Peregrine is apparently gone missing. So we just see that here on the pad. There's probably some information there that is worth checking out. Spock's still doing dishes.
That name's probably also an alien reference somehow.
Vallejo Beta 5.
Everything in this episode is an alien reference. So there's also a couple a thing that reminds me of the Gremlins and also Mortal Kombat the movie.
I'm trying to see if there's any reference here.
But it's basically just a mishmash of alien and aliens. It's alien with Newt in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah, it was Alien, Predator, and Reptile.
Yeah, and a bit of Predator. Yeah, and they look like the CGI Gorn look like Reptile.
Mortal Kombat 2, more specifically.
Yeah.
No, Mortal Kombat 1.
Okay.
I would say
statue, and then he that's in the first one.
I thought that was the second one.
No, that's the first one.
And here was
He's in the second one as well, but I don't think it's the same.
Pike's hey, we're piling the kids in the station wagon.
Pile the kids in the station wagon, take a road trip.
No, the
Sir,
station
the
wagon.
station wagon?
Anybody has to go, now's the time. Do not make me turn this car around.
That's the opener. he's got the tongs. He will not. Don't make him turn the car around. Lon's not liking that reference.
He's like, if you say Gordon one more fucking time,
it's the Gorn, sir. Anyway, we see.
I wonder if everything's just the Gorn to her.
Everything is, yeah. She's
the
Gorn. She's a Gorn star.
But it's the Borg. Gorn?
Gorn? Is that the Gorn?
Gorn?
Is it a Gorn Borg?
You mean Gorn?
We flip right over here to the landing of the shuttles.
This was a cool scene.
Yeah, there was great visual effects as we enter this planet.
It
which
reminded me a bit of Armageddon, but
yeah,
it wasn't too bad.
The ship in the background is beautiful, and
it doesn't look like a crash scene.
Gorgeous every time. No,
well,
it looks like they just landed it there.
Yeah,
emergency landing, and they at the end of the episode they'll be towing that ship out fairly intact.
One of the nacelles is broken, and
yeah, but it looks pretty creepy. We hear that there's a lot of interference here. That communication's not really possible. Plus, there's gonna be ice storms. Not the most hospitable planet you could be on for sure.
It feels like Andoria.
It feels like Andoria. That's right.
I love Tamara's reaction to this.
Yeah. It kind of
reminds me of Andoria.
Yeah, he's the only one. He doesn't even need the jacket, really. I don't think.
I got so many mixed feelings about this episode.
Well, yeah, it's a good episode, but Hemmer, I was not ready to lose this guy so early.
Dude, it was predictable, but it was executed beautifully, in my opinion.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Is it to bring in Scotty? Did they just kill him to bring in Scotty for season 2?
Oh,
maybe.
Absolutely.
I think they're getting there already with Scotty. Like they have a couple of
they've
years.
already cast Kirk. Like not even Sam Kirk. They've already cast James C. Kirk.
Which I think is too early as well. I think that they didn't need to go there yet, because it's 10 years until Kirk will take command. So there's a long time.
He's a lieutenant in this. They cast him as a lieutenant.
Right. Well, that makes sense. His brother's here, which I think's fine. And I think that's interesting.
Like he just like keeps freaking out. He's kind of like not that great of a Starfleet officer, which kind of like leads into where he ends up, I suppose.
Which is not in Starfleet, getting killed by a jellyfish monster,
exactly,
or just a big rubber vomit thing. But anyway,
having sex with an octopus, and
that's how
movie.
it goes. But his son survives that encounter, and then we never hear from him again.
So his little banter he had with Spock is exactly what Kirk would have said to him. What James T.
Yeah, I did thought that was a nod to it.
Cool.
Like kind of setting up, and also kind of it was almost McCoy-esque. You don't even feel, do you? Great visuals here as they approach the ship, and right before we get to the credits, we see that there's a little bit more to this than we thought. They detect some blood, guys.
Gorn.
It's the Gorn. Well, we don't know it's the Gorn.
The Borg.
We know it's the something.
I thought it was going to be like some sort of like zombies or something like that. Some sort of like wacky like alien zombie, and then
the White Walkers.
Not. Yeah, something.
Clearly, they're making.
Are we going to get Star Trek zombies now?
Series.
Right.
And I like that they're taking they're not even going to show us an adult Gorn in this season. They'll probably wait like the end of season.
They're like, if it was an adult Gorn, we'd have no chance. There's
like you've never met my brother. He kicked the shit out of a Gorn.
Yeah, he did. Without a much. Well, I wouldn't say no sweat, but he did. It
was a good
iteration.
It's the Gorn.
Like what was the age range of that slightly larger man dragging Gorn? Then, because like we saw the ones that were like, oh, that's chest bursting Gorn. So,
no,
like,
that was the same Gorn. Like 20 minutes later, they're like hyper accelerated growth when they're born.
Yeah, they go from
Do they
microscopic.
really grow that fast?
Apparently,
yeah.
Maybe the one that Kirk fought was like an old man Gorn. Maybe he was
Which is like Tremors 3. This thing.
See, I was thinking it was the two large ones were from the previous crash. Like they were the like left behinds.
No,
they ended up eating the smaller ones.
No, she's like there were 4 born, and we saw them born, and then one of them immediately kills the other one. So she's like, there's 3 left. Like the 2 strongest ones will kill the 3rd one, and then eventually, if we can make it happen, we can make them kill each other. Yeah.
Survival of the fittest. So they take it a whole new level.
Okay, so I remember seeing the big one eat the little one, so that left 2. What happened? Because they froze one, so what happened to the other one? I didn't catch that. Was it like shot to death, or
They made it fight it, right? They made the one kill the other, or like at a competition.
So we don't see what happens to the.
Where they shoot? Okay, we might figure this out as we go back through the episode. This episode written by Davey Perez, directed by Christopher J. Byrne. And then we come in here. We see how cold it is here, as we see like the ice crystals build up on the window. They're coming through.
I thought it was a stasis pod.
Okay, you know what, guys? I love the apparel. I love the uniforms. All these
Give
things.
those a cost of 10 out of 10.
Well, they're not bad. I guess the only thing I thought, if you're gonna go through the trouble of giving them goggles and all, give them like a toque. Where's the toque? Like you lose all your heat through your head if you're from Canada. You know that. Like
the other guy's got a hat on. Like he's got a hood.
Yeah, that's
a toque would mess up your regulation Starfleet hair.
Well, look at that hair. They're like, there's no way we're putting a toque on that.
No, no, that'd be a big toque.
I'm trying to figure out the logic behind the lights on the one side of their uniforms. Because if you're holding a phaser up, like a pulse rifle or something like that, you're blocking the light. So it's totally useless.
It's still better than the little box thing they used to get.
It's better than when they had to hold
I stand by it. Those ones are awesome.
They're not awesome, Jody. They suck.
Sometimes they have like the vest
You
that
suck,
has it on
sir.
sides, but...
You suck,
sir. Respectfully, you suck.
Respectfully, you suck.
Respectfully, maybe we all suck, and we can talk about the episode. So, yeah, this particular jacket only has the 3 lights on the one side.
Absolutely useless.
Better than a handheld flashlight, but not as
like
good
you
as
might as well just give them headgear. Like, what's the? Oh man.
Yeah. Well, that's
I guess they couldn't go that far. Then really, they would be in Aliens.
But didn't they? We already see one where they had 2 lights. Like on
no. Sometimes they have like this tactical vest that has 2.
There are 4 lights.
There are 4 lights or 3 lights.
There are 4 lights. That's as good as I can do.
Oh, that was good, Jody.
But at one time, I actually thought
I felt your pain.
5.
There are 4 lights.
Exactly. They're kind of assessing the situation. They can't find any of the crew other than the dead ones they found outside. They kind of report that about 20 of them are dead.
It'd be like, okay, we're done.
Yeah, well, they're kind of just seeing if they can find survivors, what they can do with the ship. There's some weird things going on here. There's plasma in the circuits or something.
They should have just called the Space Marines.
Maybe they should have. The few of the proud,
the
Space Marines, the Makos. Yeah.
Oh, see, now there you go. They could have did that.
But they haven't they're detecting 2 life signs above or something like that. Oh, they also talk about how the crew just like apparently freeze to death out there. Which I guess, they were running from the Gorn. They ran outside the ship and then they couldn't get back in. They got caught in an ice storm and died, most of them, except for the ones who maybe got eaten by Gorns out there.
Well, the Gorn don't like that snow.
No, this is a bad planet for the Gorn to really attack you on because they're kind of humans are a little bit more suited to survive in this environment than they are, although not obviously can't survive indefinitely here. There's this whole conversation with here. It's like, oh man, this place gets pretty creepy at night, I bet. And Chapel says to Kirk, it's pretty damn creepy already. They
Turns
find
out
more
that mustache can keep you warm up to 40 below.
Keeps your lip warm, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And Davan, you would know.
It's pretty grim. Pretty grim out here. They're just finding skulls and entrails, and we kind of see the shot here. Back inside the Enterprise, they're trying to figure out what happened, and they find the captain's log here. And the captain, they report that the captain is dead to Pike here. I did pull part of that log.
Stay away. Don't come to Vallejo Beta 5.
A little late for that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little late for that. You're right, Lon.
The Gorn!
The Gorn!
The Gorn!
They don't know it's the Gorn. Oh, no, the log tells it. Yeah, we picked up some survivors, and Orion, this alien we've never seen before, who we meet later, and whose name is something.
Gorn.
Gorn.
Whose name?
The big guy that they meet.
Duke?
And then there's no, not Duke.
Alien.
The weird alien guy. Who doesn't speak English.
Yeah, him. Buckley.
Yeah, exactly. But they're like, we can detect them upstairs.
He's like, that's a nice name. I like that name. She's like, that's just what I call him.
It's just what I call. Well, the thing was, like, the three that they picked up, the Ryan killed himself or themselves with a grenade because they knew that the Gorn eggs were about to hatch. So we're told in the log. And the other two that they picked up are the only two that are still alive when the Enterprise crew shows up here. The rest of the Starfleet crew of this ship, the Peregrine, seemingly all dead from all 100 of them in the amount of time.
Well, they do mention that the girl was hanging out in like a refrigerated area.
In the coldest part of the ship, yeah. And the rest of the Starfleet crew just didn't make it. They come through here, and this is where they find some of them have been frozen to death. This guy on the ground, he didn't have such a nice day. They keep coming along, and this is where they're trying to track down the two life signs. And this is where the guy comes out. It's not a Gorn, it's Buckley with this staff weapon, which I think Spock uses later on in the episode. Yeah. But there's kind of like this little bit of a tense moment. He's protecting.
I like the design of this alien.
He's a different. He was like breathing through his face, or like the flap in his head, which I thought was interesting.
Through the many orifices in his head.
Kind of like a gill system.
He evolved from a bug.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jody.
Yeah,
he's
like a gill type system.
Gill kind of thing. He's a bug man. Maybe
they were moving.
Yeah, well, and we find out that the universal translator doesn't work here, and Lon tries to, hey, Uhura, do something. She's like, that's not how linguistics works. I have to like.
Hoshi would have been all over that.
Yeah, Hoshi would have had that shit done already.
So you're saying Hoshi's above Uhura in skills?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's how linguistics does work, Uhura. If
Hot take.
Here. Hot take.
Hot take. No one does linguistics like Sato.
Yeah, who played this alien? Carlos Albornoz.
I was about to say a CGI team.
Yeah, I was going to say a Silicon Graphics computer.
I feel like they could have done some motion capture here. The facial expressions were very expressive.
I would say it's like a lot of puppet and practicality in that.
Could be. He's very protected. We find out he's
this little girl is just playing Newt. Like her delivery is even exactly.
She's totally Newt. Yeah, this is
God. It has to be an homage to this episode, or else it's just a terrible ripoff.
No, it's Newt.
When I watched this, I was like, is this why they wrote off Mbenge's daughter? Is because they only have enough budget for one kid in the show, so they wrote off Mbenge's daughter.
It's like
so they
child labor laws or something.
We'll never see her again. We're never going to see her.
They magically come out and
is she part of the ship now? Did we was that established, or is she? No, wait, she's being never mind. She's being taken home.
We got a comment here from Michael Strathmore saying, "Gents, I'm shocked. I actually really liked this episode.
I love this episode. These guys are being hard on it. Really hard on it.
I liked it.
Oh yeah, I'm a bit of a dissenter.
It's far too similar to Aliens and Alien 3.
It was an homage, clearly, but like
I don't think it was an homage.
I don't even like that franchise really. So for me, it was fresh.
I'm hoping I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that it's an homage because it's two carbon copy. They have Newt. One is Ripley. Yeah. Like the whole thing is just the chest bursters look exactly like chest bursters. Exactly.
But they didn't have a Spock and Uhura scene or a Chapel. Sorry.
I mean, they had legs. Yeah.
But this whole scene where your Chapel says to Spock, they're kind of talking about how the fact that Vulcans have emotion, that the pride got the best of it.
It is true that without proper mindfulness, Vulcan emotion is dangerous. We use logic to not succumb to anger.
This is a good scene, eh? This whole storyline.
Yeah.
What, the Chapel Spock thing?
Yeah.
It makes their relationship in TOS seem strange because they seem almost like unfamiliar strangers.
No.
To each other.
In the original series, she was infatuated.
She is a cross, but like there's like this kind of distance. Like there's not a familiarity really between them.
He's always distant with her in the original series, and so like I don't know. Spock, we'll see who he becomes.
Fueling this up. They want drama.
They want the drama.
I think. I mean, Spock's also very young in this, right? I mean, this is his young Spock. I mean, So I don't know.
He's in his 20s.
Maybe he grows distance as he gets older from her. I don't know.
He's a Vulcan. He's 85 here.
He's only slightly older than Kirk, actually. But he talks about pride being a flawed human emotion.
Pride, a flawed human emotion. Thankfully, the teachings of Serac allow me to purge such things. One does not take pride in logic.
One does
Good
not
old
take
Serac.
pride in logic, he says. Anyway, so they got.
But they so do. They so do.
They so
They
do.
really do.
Planet
I'm
take pride in logic.
If that
He
was
literally
anything they took pride
contradicted
in.
himself in that one.
He so did.
It's so true. If there's
Especially in
anything they
Enterprise.
take pride in, it's that. Okay, so she gives him this med kit here thing, and then down in engineering, we got Hemmer and Uhura. They're talking about things and what her future plans is, and how she doesn't want to lose anybody. And this was the biggest foreshadow, I think, of the episode where Hemmer's like, if you're gonna get attached to people, it's gonna happen.
Of course, the people you care about are going to cause you pain. It will hurt, but the love it yields will far outweigh the sorrow.
Oh, I think that's
We figured it
the quote
out
of the
way
episode.
before this point, though.
Yeah.
Way before.
I didn't know he was gonna die yet. I was still surprised.
I knew.
It was obvious though. Like they're gonna take out Chia and Duke, and they're gonna kill a main cast character, and it's probably Hemmer.
Oh.
That's we figured.
Well,
it out.
Really? You guys were just like, yeah, we got that. No problem. That's
Yeah.
what's gonna happen. Because I was watching this and I was like, oh shit,
No,
he's
we nailed
he got
it right off
spit
the
on.
start,
And
man.
the moment they were like, this is toxic or whatever, I'm like, okay, this is probably how they infect people. But it wasn't until he's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna take a walk. And I'm like, wait, what? What do you mean you could take a walk? And that's when I clued in that he was going to start dying. And then I became a weepy mess for 5 minutes straight. So
Me too.
how did you pick up on that?
Sure, like
we were like 4 seconds in, and Tiffany looked at me and goes, "This is the Alien episode." And I'm like, about 30 seconds later, I'm like, "You're right." And then we just predicted the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I was not prepared to lose him, but we don't know that's happening yet. But he basically gives Uhura some pretty strong advice here, which is only.
I think it's pretty clear that we're losing him.
Well, I'm not.
I mean, there's some foreshadowing in this for sure.
I'm not as intuitive as you guys, maybe.
All right.
I didn't see it either, Dave. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Here's what it is. Like, some shows, you're going to burn out through the major players in the 4th or 5th episode. We're almost done for a season.
Yeah.
With
Too
no
short.
major deaths.
Way too short this season.
Yeah. No. Well, it's been so good.
I'm
compared
totally
to
hoping. I'm totally hoping that they kill her.
Who?
Uhura?
Lon?
What's a crushed cannon to Pringles so bad?
I totally just
Jody,
want Lon gone.
what alien movie do they kill Ripley in? Lon was never gonna die in this episode. She
Alien
Ripley.
3.
No, it was in Alien
Ripley
Resurrection.
died in
that.
Alien 3.
Yeah, she died in Alien 3.
Oh, and that's why Resurrection's Resurrection. Oh yeah. Okay.
And it's a terrible movie.
Wait, just to clarify, Jody,
yeah,
is it Lon
Resurrection.
or Pringle or to Pring that you want?
The Pringle?
Dead.
Well, I wouldn't mind either of them, really.
Sam saying hello.
Jody's
He
more
wants-
on Spock for himself.
Who's the guy in the background? He asks.
Who's the guy in
that's
the
Jody.
background?
Are you talking about
That's me.
newcomer Chris Murphy?
This guy down here?
Me?
Rookie, the young cadet coming up through.
He's wearing a red shirt. It's not a coincidence.
No, it's
Trivial
it's,
Debates
it's
host
my Kid
Murphy.
Out of the Month shirt.
Yeah. Trivial Debates veteran host Chris Murphy.
Who decided in his wisdom not to give
He
me
ha-
the win?
he
I
hasn't
don't
been
know.
challenged
He's a
until I
suspect
do.
as a host, really.
You were relying too much on cute double points, and it wasn't going to happen in my court.
Yeah, no, we'll see how he does as a
Should've got
contestant
so many
on the next
points for
issue.
that.
But we'll get to that at the end here. So over in sick bay, we got Chapel treating the girl who Oriana. We got Buckley here. Oriana's clearly been traumatized. She said that the monsters are all gone.
We're calling her Newt. I really
Newt
insist
said
on
that
it.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. We see here
We really have to call her
Benga's.
Or Newt too.
out at night.
And then Lon shows
I
up. She's like,
loved
"Hey,
Benga's like character slip in this scene.
yeah." He says, "Don't stop harassing my daughter." But because Lon
Yeah.
was like coming at Oriana and saying, well, "Why didn't you tell anybody about the eggs? How come you were like everyone's dead?"
This is literally the reason why I want this character gone.
Because she yells at children.
She's so aggressive and so fucking asshole.
But isn't she going away, Jody, at the end of this episode? Like, she's gone.
She's got to take.
Yeah,
a
I
leave
think
back.
she's gone.
We'll see if she's back.
I think we'll see her maybe in season 3. I think she's gone for a while.
Right.
We'll see.
But she's kind
I have
of,
a feeling they won't.
Yeah, she's like, come on,
Maybe not.
and everyone's like, hey, take it.
Depends how much time is between the seasons.
It's the Gorn.
It's the Gorn.
It's
the Gorn.
It's the Gorn.
We have no time.
Seriously, when did she go from nobody knows nothing about the Gorn to I know the mating rituals and the birthing cycle of the Gorn, and this is how they roll? Like when did she get this knowledge?
She always says
I am
she
the
knows
universe's
the Gorn.
expert on the Gorn now.
Yeah. She's like, I know the Federation.
Gorn.
Gorntanica Encyclopedia.
Yeah, they have to like kind of take her aside here and calm her down. And she's like, listen up, Pike. It's the Gorn.
It's the Gorn.
We gotta do something. He's like, whatever you want. He's kind of like, whatever you, I'll follow your
I'm wondering
lead.
when somebody's gonna make like a techno drum and bass like song with that clip in it.
Challenge.
It's
That's
the Gorn. Go Gorn.
The remix.
You know,
The remix.
more accurately, it's the children of the Gorn. See what I did there?
Oh, I like it. Malachi.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so after that scene, we got Spock over here. He's getting stalked, I guess, by something. Because
He's holding that rifle all wrong too.
Got that real like look in his eye, like what's going on? He finds some blood. He finds the blood, and he finds this like hole in the.
It's like Donald Trump was here throwing plates of ketchup. Anybody get that reference?
See, this one makes me lead to believe that there were previous larger Gorn because the holes are so big, right? Like what happened to the previous
but
set?
they left.
They all froze to death, I guess.
And then they left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some because the original eggs went out of the Orion and then I guess went into some I don't know, like it's kind of unclear what exactly.
The thing they said
a
the
spaceship probably
was quite interesting.
Probably crashed and it already had all the pods and the eggs and stuff.
Because they said that the Orion they picked up already had the eggs, right? It didn't know, I guess, or had been sprayed probably.
Well, it was. They said
for gestation.
One of their people that they picked up was infected, and then the eggs burst out of them and infected the ship or tore the ship apart and such, and they crashed. Which my recollection of this is they crashed, so a couple Gorn were behind. Then the baby Gorn hatched out of old Buckley here. Blue eyes, and those baby ones were eaten by the larger previous ones because that's the only thing that would make sense in the time frame that we were given, unless these things are just like rapid growth. Because again, I want to know how I would love to know how these things go from chest burster to I fly a weird ass ship. Like it could recognize a gun and was like, oh, I'm not going to even come out of the hiding hole. Like it wants to battle, but it's smart enough not to battle you with a gun, and it'll wait until you just decide to drop the weapon to bring it out of hide.
Well,
like it was.
They imply the Gorn are so advanced. They're highly intelligent right from the birth, basically, and that they're also immune to telepathic attacks, and that they're but they can be killed by each other somewhat easily.
But didn't this? Okay, so. Our experience with the Gorn is being the original series, right? Generally, and this rubber suit. And as a kid, I mean, it scared me. But as an adult, I'm like, they weren't that scary. And I think that they've done a great job in portraying how brutal and how vicious these things can be.
Right. It's a complete reimagining of them because they were presented as like this race of lizard people, but they had strong ships and things like that. But they've kind of made them more. What do you call those in Alien? Like the aliens? Do they have a name? Like the
Xenomorphs.
Xenomorphs. Yeah,
they're closer to that now. Like they're more like they're infecting right into your blood. And they said
this is gross though. I like this effect with like the veins.
This guy was having a rough time. He couldn't even really talk about what his experience was here because Universal Translator is not working. But we see it's coming through.
He would have had a better time
like
if
salmon.
Oshi was there.
Yeah, if somebody, this guy is having a rough day. She knows right away. She's gonna go hide and cover her mouth and hide here. Lon's up there, and we see it kind of just burst. The ooze comes out. This cadet, she should have ran. She was.
You gotta wear your COVID masks when you're fighting.
I don't understand why the kid wouldn't be like, "Hey, yo, lady, you might want to back away. He's about to burst the fuck open. Like, why not let anybody know the thing that you've witnessed several times over? Are you that like you're shocked to not really talk, but you're smart enough to like, I'm getting out of here."
Yeah, we see the one like burst out of the back here. And then they start
Newt didn't talk much either, though. She's totally playing Newt, right? Newt didn't really say anything.
Yeah, well, one jumps out of Buckley here and then jumps right into her throat, I guess, and tears her throat out. It looks like it goes bad here. We get a couple more.
Like it just like goes for the larynx.
Here's a couple other shots.
She is very healthy.
They look almost like fish or like piranhas coming out.
Chest bursters. They look like alien chest bursters.
Check them out.
Chest bursters.
I like how their eyes reflect a little. Like, I would say some of that's puppetry. Like that's CG, like the chest burster CG, and that's a puppet like makeup.
It like scurries away here, and he's just like, oh. That's like the last thing you ever see. That young cadet, she's gone. There's blood everywhere. Here we see them bursting out, guys, and like fighting each other. Like, I guess that's just their nature.
Then we go into predator mode.
Predator mode. We get the predator vision here. This is how they see. We get it from their perspective, which I thought was interesting. We got thermal vision. This newly promoted.
The minute I saw him, I'm like, okay, he's dead.
Yeah,
I was like, get out of the Jeffries tube, you fool!
Let's get the shot from the.
And his name is Duke, just like in Predator.
Oh,
weird, eh?
Maybe it's a huge coincidence.
Jody, you're wrong. This is definitely an homage. There's too much.
I don't know.
Too much. There's too
this is
much.
Where we know Duke's really going. And he gets Duke's. Oh man,
no, Duke was from Predator.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But they went Predator mode. Yeah, they just went Predator mode, and then they killed Duke. Like this is homaging like so many '80s things.
Did it like drag him away here?
Yes. Look at Spock's face here. That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no. Because
I was so confused. I was like, how is that infant dragging a human being of that size? I don't understand.
He never gave me my book back that he borrowed.
The children of the gold.
This is why I believe, again, that this is from the previous batch. Like, there's no way that child Gorn went from bursting chest scene and then down the hallway, full-blown, I can drag a human being. That's like in 10
aliens. They went from chest burster to face hugger to, like, xenomorph in, like, an hour.
It's the Gorn.
This is what they do.
And this is an alien off. So...
I guess that would make them a very formidable enemy here, which is what they're really going for more than anything. And he owed this guy a beer for calling him Ensign. Remember, like he's like, "Hey, Ensign." He's like, you owe him a beer."
Funny. That's a funny Starfleet tradition.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reason why.
How many drinking games are there?
Concerned. He's like, I already prepaid for that beer.
Their number has no limit.
Nope. All humans just love drinking games. So
any reason at all.
This guy.
It's a good thing that this ship is exactly the same design as the Enterprise ship.
This was probably it's just a
makes for
version.
Cheap sets.
It does.
I invented a Star Trek related drinking game. You guys want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay. Do you know the new podcast by Connor Trenier and Dominic Keating, the Shuttlepod show?
Shuttlepod 1.
Okay. Yeah. Listen to Shuttlepod 1 and take a drink every time Dominic Keating says "God bless."
Oh, you'd be drunk in like 20 minutes.
You will be hammered by the end of that episode, I promise. And all your friends.
You're gonna need to go to the hospital.
Take turns. No, I love those guys. I think that's a good podcast. I'm just teasing them, but he says it a lot, and I've noticed it. I'm just like, this would be a great drinking game. It's like the God bless. And you say it every time you do it. You go, God bless.
It's a good podcast, though.
It should be every time.
My least favorite Star Trek characters ever.
Yeah, but their podcast is great. Like they really get.
Oh, I'm a big Malcolm defender, and I still want to fight you guys for your minefield review. But
Malcolm sucks. He's right up there with Worf. Worf is terrible.
Stinky.
He's stinky.
Oh God.
Yeah, I love brewing it up with you boys. That's all.
Hey, I'm with you on
It's
milk.
boiling the blood.
All right, let's keep moving on this episode. We see here the blood is on Spock's hands here, and he's like
"Fuck you, Worf."
The emotions are getting to him, right?
Dave's like, "This is going downhill."
I don't know. Yeah, like we're not talking about this episode, guys.
All right.
Let's moving on.
I'll be good.
I liked how Chapel hid herself inside this force field for a while too, while she was getting away from the baby.
Doesn't seem like the first system that's going to come back up though. They only.
He says all the systems are back up except for
navigation at this point.
Yeah,
since they're on the ground,
like everything's back up. Yeah,
not main lights. It's still pretty dark on this ship, but other than that,
no, that's just mood lighting. It's an alien ripoff.
So did she like leave the table in the safety of the shield bubble because she was going to check on the new recruit that just got the cadet? Yes, the cadet just got her throat ripped out. Because that's very.
She has a name.
Yeah, but does anyone remember what it was?
No. It's more like chewed up.
Yeah, I've said it like 5 times.
It's
It's probably
Cadet
chewed
Chia,
up now.
played by Jessica Daniker.
Chia, like the very healthy grain.
Yeah. We see here, we think at the Gorn coming around the corner, and it's just Lon. You know,
it's the Gorn.
It's the Gorn. No, it's Lon.
She finds by the Buckley here. He's got all the Gorn holes in him. She's like they're gonna do this. She kind of breaks it down that they're gonna like fight each other. We gotta find the alpha or whatever.
She's like, as the expert, this is what they're gonna do.
This is what they're gonna do. They find the girl who's whatever, Oriana. Newt. It's confusing the hell out of me because you keep using those names. We get the flashback to the brother here.
Sabotage, Dave. No.
Yeah, the brother looking a lot less sinister here. Than he did.
No, he doesn't.
No, I know he's a lot less.
No, look at him. Okay, fine.
I know.
I'm so happy to be an appetizer for you, little sister.
Yeah, he's like this. Like she helped get away. I guess she sees.
Little do you know that all she's gonna do is bitch all the time.
Yeah, about the Gorn.
I mean, okay, for one, I'm going to see a little more gravitas now that you know, like, what these Gorn are about. Previously, you're thinking, oh, he just, like, stood and held the door to a bunch of, like, laser-toting monsters that are like, blah, 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 and he's like, for my sister! You know, but now you know he went into, like, a ravenous pit of, like, flesh-eating monsters, and that's kind of even more flavor, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I guess she sees herself in this girl, right? Is really what the point is. Like she sees like the trauma of her past repeating with her, and she sees a bit of a kindred spirit, and I guess that's why she takes a leave of the absence at the end here to say.
And Lon has seen Alien and Aliens, so she's feeling nostalgic on that level as well.
Right? She's like, it's just like I'm Ripley. You know, have you ever heard of that movie? And she's like, no. And she's like, well, maybe you should watch it. So,
like, she even does the Ripley scene. Jody, it has to be an homage. She even does the Ripley scene where she's like, she doesn't call her bitch, but she's like, fight me. You know what I mean? Right. I mean, Ripley.
That begs an excellent question: is the movie Aliens in the Star Trek universe?
Yeah, way better. They should have just cast Sigourney as Lon.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, we got down here. We got Hemmer and Uhura in engineering. They got this thing working. They're hooking up lights to plugs or something. And
Uhura's always so damn impressed with anything she does.
Yeah, she's
like, I just turned that thing on and something turned on. Yay, me! Like,
well, you got to celebrate the little things. That's the rules.
She's playing very green.
Very green.
Yeah, super green.
Yeah. Pretty much it. Uhura for the win.
And Uhura for the win.
That's right. Down here,
not how linguistics works.
That's not.
He's like, I don't know if you heard, Captain. It's the Gorn.
They're
the children of the Gorn.
They're coming for you, Malachi.
This is where
for you, Malachi.
Sam Kirk goes off on Spock in this next scene here.
Every time I saw these goggles around this guy's thing, because he does it through the entire episode. He's got these goggles on. I keep thinking it's like a big like chain, and he's like some gangster dude or something. It's just so weird. But anyway,
it's also about Sam Kirk. It's like obviously they gave him the mustache to make him look like Sam Kirk from TOS, but God, does it stand out on this show? Like every time you see his mustache, you're like, "There's something odd here."
It's like watching Top Gun Maverick. Everybody's got a fucking mustache.
I think it's Max Duda. I think he started the trend.
I think it's Max Duda. Oh, that's what we're gonna call this guy, Max Duda, from now. Oh no,
well Max Duda is just.
He already has way too much more.
Austin Matthews.
Anyway.
Watch out on trivia debates there, Murphy. Jody and Max Duda share all the same opinions.
No, I don't.
No, don't worry about that.
Why do you insult me?
I don't insult you.
Well, they definitely don't.
No, it's more like the other way around. Max Duda loves you, Jody.
Well, that's me.
Oh.
That's
who doesn't?
Yeah. But is this where like the Gorn show up in engineering? Yeah, this is it, right? The one of the Gorn shows up here, looking like we got a good shot of it. Reptile from
Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah.
It
looks
now it's
scary.
almost xenomorph at this point. Like it almost looks like
It's
a
getting
brood
there.
from X-Men.
No, I would say it's more. This
I
is
don't think
the
it looks like
closest
it at all.
representation to reptile. Yeah.
But like, it doesn't
To me,
look
it
like
looks more like a cross between a raptor from Jurassic Park, E.T.,
A little bit,
and Alien.
And this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's hard to imagine that this is going to grow up to be able to fly a spaceship. But
It's odd,
like
right?
Kirk.
But honestly, have you seen human babies?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, he had one.
Kind of underdeveloped themselves.
True. So these guys are coming along just fine.
It's
This is
pretty
where
good,
we
actually, for like 3 minutes in.
Yep.
Like being able to commit murder like 3 seconds in is pretty advanced.
Not only murder, but also reproduce. Like, look at it. He's nutting all over our poor Hammer.
Yeah.
True. Like, how old are they when they can reproduce? Like, what? Like, we're 20 minutes
a couple of
into them
minutes,
being
apparently.
Born?
You know?
Like, yeah.
That looks like the
crazy.
slime that they used to sell with the He-Man figures.
You know what, though? Biologically speaking, this all makes a lot of sense. Because if you're a species that can reproduce after, like, 2 minutes, you would have to basically murder each other upon
But their
death, 'cause you'd be
species
so overpopulated.
literally
You'd be
kills
so
themselves.
overpopulated.
Yeah,
They would have to.
well,
They would have
I'd
to
like to
if
know
they could give
what the Gorn eat on
reproduce
their
that
own
readily.
planet.
Yeah, what do they eat on their own planet? That's a good question.
It seems like they would use up all of the
other
food.
babies.
Just each other.
I have a cool Gorn comic where they like try to kill each other's eggs. Like they have a royal family, the Gorn, that they all sort of respect, except for this one sect, and they kill all the royal eggs.
Oh, that's interesting. Because really, this is just like a dinosaur movie almost, like where they're running away from a velociraptor or maybe a smaller version of it here.
Or perhaps a
Yeah, I can
xenomorph.
see that. Or a xenomorph.
Like in Alien 3.
Yeah, they got to find the pinch point, Jody. There's
They
another
got to find the pinch point. Yep.
Alien 3 is the bad one.
I thought it was
Alien
interesting.
3 was great.
Alien 3 was great.
It wasn't.
That was interesting here that they talk about the gestation
Resurrection
period
was
of these eggs is different in different species. They're like in the Orion, it was a couple days, but in a human, it would be a little longer.
Well, that would make sense because if it has to like fuse to whatever body it's with, like maybe one body has more fat content so it can grow quicker and get out.
Yeah, that was interesting. The different gestation tech.
I did like
times.
that,
So,
actually.
Like in Orion, it takes 3 weeks. A human, it takes 3 days. And I think one of them was 2 days. Maybe it
Well,
was like
obviously,
a
in
trial
an ANAR, it's only a day.
Yeah,
seriously.
It might
Not
come
even.
down to your immune
like an
system,
hour.
too.
Not even an hour.
It
Like
wasn't that long from when he got sprayed.
Man,
with
see,
that.
that's the one. I have problems with this episode, fellas. We're gonna talk about that though.
All right.
Ratings.
What is this the problem? The gestation period?
No, I have a lot of problems with this episode. Like Minefield is at least 4 times as good as this episode.
Minefield, Enterprise Minefield?
Yeah.
Yes, Minefield is great. I don't know how you guys don't love it.
I think you just blew Adam's mind with that decree.
Minefield is so good. I would love to have a half an hour discussion with Adam on why Minefield is
I think
great.
you've been drinking too much of that like basement hooch that you make.
No, like I told this to Dave, when I think of Enterprise, the first thing I think about is Malcolm pinned to the bulkhead of the Enterprise by his leg. Like,
yeah, that's because everybody would rather he'd be there instead of in the ship.
Oh no, it's good stuff.
Guys, we're digressing here.
We are.
I wish Malcolm would have pulled a Helmer and just gone away. I'm going to take it for the crew.
Well, Malcolm's always trying to kill himself on Enterprise, and the rest of the crew is always saving him. Despite
but the key is he's always trying to kill other people with him.
Yeah, he's like Trip and Archer and whoever.
Well, look, you know how Balance of Terror in that Gorn, the first Gorn episode of this series, are like submarine episodes.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
That was a great episode.
Minefield's the same way, where it's like submarines going through, like, whatever they call the water mines.
It has one real flaw.
But he even tells the story of his. No, he tells the nice story of his uncle who was afraid of water and died from drowning and all this stuff. There's a lot of crazy stuff in that episode.
Davan,
Anyway,
I don't know what
this
you're
isn't about
smoking,
Minefield.
but you might want to switch to like some lighter stuff or something.
I don't know. It's called like alien cookies or some shit like that.
Nice. Anyway, let's get back to this.
Well, back to the
before
episode.
Dave's head explodes.
Oh, good guys.
Look, Minefield's good.
No, it isn't.
They get up
but you said it was better than this. You like last week's episode.
All right,
Way
we just
better
everyone's
than
thoughts on Minefield.
This
for the time. We'll
episode
come back to
was
this in another day.
way better than last week's episode.
This is way better than last week's episode?
Absolutely.
Yes. I would say it's better than the last two episodes, honestly.
Well, here, let's
But
just
we'll
get
get
through the
into that,
episode.
too.
I feel like
All right,
I feel like we're losing.
Sorry,
the
Dave.
attention span.
Sorry, Dave.
I told you, his head's going to
wane.
explode if we keep going.
They get down to engineering. I can't even remember, guys. They're even stocked. They're setting the trap.
Uhura's on the ceiling.
I'll keep you up here. All right, it's the Gorn.
The Predator's back. It's the children of the Gorn.
They're setting a trap. Their whole plan here is that there's two left. They have to make them divide and conquer, and they have to get them to one to kill the other, and then they're gonna pin the last one because they could never stand their chance against a fully mature Gorn. There's one of them peeking around.
That reminded me of Gremlins.
Yeah, this was kind of. It's kind of.
It should have started off with a really muscular handshake.
You know what it looks like? A little bit like Brundlefly.
Yeah, a little
Yeah?
bit. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in ages. We gotta watch that again.
Just the aliens from V.
Fly. Chase sequence.
It's like 20% Mac and Me.
Ew.
Mac and
Remember Mac and Me?
I remember.
Mac and Me.
You mean the McDonald's commercial?
Because he said "ooh," which is, yeah, I do.
What'd you guys think of this whole scene here where Spock had to fight the Gorn in the hallway with like this weapon from?
Every time he screams and yells, I lose a little bit of myself.
He was remembering, buddy.
He was like.
He's like straight
I
out
don't
of
know.
Star Trek 2009.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I don't like it.
Yeah, it's exactly like he just.
It just looked like he was shooting at the shadows and then yelling at walls. That's how it felt to me. He's just like, I'm like, okay, have a temper
Hopefully
tantrum.
later he can fight with Uhura about something.
He's channeling the Zachary Quinto.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was okay with this.
I liked it.
You know, because he was.
I think they just need to add more like skin effects or something to a Vulcan when they get into like super rage.
Right out.
They get glowing eyes like Mr. Furious from Mystery Men.
Well, just like maybe like more green vessels in his like eyeballs, or just like some more popped like brighter green veins in his neck. Something to just like he's Bane almost. Like not so much like he's not going to explode, 3 times the size, but.
Did you guys notice that he clearly has a sunburn in this episode?
What?
He's clearly sunburned on his neck. The actor in this episode.
I did notice that when she like fucking put her hands on his neck,
she takes her hands away, and there are handprints there for like 30 seconds. skin afterwards. He's either very dehydrated or
sunburned.
Or he's just that angry. He's steaming mad from the neck.
Maybe that's what happened with the
What an actor! What an actor!
Like the party scene with all those lights coming through the
He
window.
can physically manifest like sunburnedness. What an actor! I mean, he is the grandchild of Gregory Peck.
He is. That's true. And he has to like
Comes
get
from a
held
long
back
lineage.
here because he's like going to kill this thing, and then like Kirk shows up, and Kirk's like, "Hey, buddy, it's me." Other Kirk, Sam Kirk.
Just saved you from getting your face chewed off.
Gets calms down here. She shows
Totally
up,
saved his ass there, though.
Nurse Chapel, it's the Gorn.
The children of the Gorn.
Oh, really?
Sorry, I can't stop.
Hold.
She's like, "Come and fight me!" Like Lon's like,
Here's the
"Come and fight
Ripley
me here."
scene. Yeah, this is Ripley.
Yeah, come on, fight me. And they're like, "No, we're too smart. You have a gun. I know you have a gun."
They're like, you know what? Let's have one main character scream at them in a hallway. Oh no, you know what would be better? Let's do it twice. That's literally what happened.
That shot looks more like Brundlefly, Adam.
Yes, that's a very Brundlefly.
Looking.
Yeah, I was expecting these things to like bust out of ceilings or stuff, or be like more sneaky, not just be like
more xenomorph.
Yeah, they're literally out in the open.
This is very.
I'm gonna walk down.
They're very
like,
Tremors
"Hello."
3. No one should watch Tremors 3.
Who the hell watched Tremors 3?
seriously, Reptile 2, Mortal Kombat 2, right there. Just way better looking.
I think it's a better looking version of that. Yeah,
It's been a long time since I've seen.
I thought that they were. I thought.
I mean, it's only been 25 years of CGI advancement. I would hope so.
We'd hope so, but no guarantee. They come through here, and then their plan was, I'm going to hide in a box. And it's trying to break through the thing here. And
Chrono chamber.
It is spraying with cold exhaust here.
My
And
field
they
is
literally-
so much better than this episode, you guys.
You know what? What they should have done is to really emphasize the blizzard outside. Is just drop the shields and open the windows and just like fill up the fucking cabin and then freeze them like that.
Yeah.
This frozen
See,
scene.
this is the
I
reptile
liked,
scene
but
too.
I also didn't like it because honestly, I thought she was gonna kick it, and that would have been way cooler. No, she hits it with something.
I thought they were gonna keep it as like, you know, a specimen to examine and be like, what the fuck are these things? Let's take it home and
Why
dissect
did they
what we
need to do
have.
that?
No,
She
no
already
science.
knows
They
everything
would do
about
in
the
a good
Gorn.
episode.
I get that. You're right. She's the Gornitanica Wikipedia of Gorn knowledge.
The
like,
Gornitanica.
Well, it's like
I want to know why it's just filled with nothing but that foam that they use to insulate things.
Yeah, it looks like that, eh?
Yeah.
It was kind of an interesting result here, and they're like,
They just
we
tore
got it.
down another set, and they're like, "What are we gonna do with all this yellow shit?"
It's Gorn blood, guys.
saved the
It's just
day,
frozen
but
Gorn
then-
blood.
Then Hemmer's like, we got to take a walk, boys.
Okay, no, legitimately, let's go back a little bit. Okay. When he's like, you know what? I think I'm going to go for a walk outside. I'm like, to like cool off? Is that how we're going to stop this infection? Because up until this moment, I'm like, surely they're going to figure out a cure for this infection. But they kept destroying all of their like prime, I don't know, test subjects to make it fucking antigen or whatever they need to do to, you know, save people. But I guess you can't do that. And he's just like,
it's Lon's fault.
I'm out, guys.
Lon literally
Oh,
destroyed
man.
the thing.
I was hoping that's what was gonna happen. I'm like, okay,
Me
too.
I was wrong. They're not gonna kill him. He's gonna go outside. It's gonna.
And this
freeze
takes
the
place
shit.
5 years before Scotty joins the Enterprise. So I don't
And
think
then-
they're
years.
doing
then
So
Scotty.
they're
here.
not
Yeah,
replacing him
we
with
don't know
Scotty.
that.
Okay, so
Absolutely
right up
we know
until
that.
this moment, I was into. I was
on.
like,
No, when
okay,
Scotty joins
Let
here-
me figure that out, because I'm almost positive that's true. Hold on.
Based on what?
Kill him if
Based
you're
on the
not
dates.
replacing him with Scotty. What are they doing?
Okay,
I'm so
well,
disappointed.
all I know
Okay,
is
so
up until this
Scotty-
moment,
Scotty appears in Where No Man Has Gone Before, which is the original series' second pilot episode,
Right.
which took place in 2265. This
Right.
takes place in 2260. That's 5 years. Thank you.
That doesn't say he joined.
That doesn't say he
Enterprise.
joined the Enterprise that
That's
year.
the first time we saw him.
Oh no! He was
That
already.
doesn't mean he wasn't already there.
Whatever.
So
all
that's
right,
it.
We
all
don't
right,
need
but
Scotty
back
on
to
here
this
right now.
episode. Back to this episode. I emotionally was like, okay, so they're either going to cure him and all this stuff. He's going to go for side. Maybe the cold will slow it down. Until Uhura popped in the window, and then I was like, oh, this is gonna be her motivation to stay with Star Trek, and then I was just like, and then I just lost it, and I proceeded to continuously like shed tears for the next 5 minutes. Like the scene, everything that follows it is 5 minutes long.
They fridged.
I'm not that invested.
They fridged him for his development.
Hammer's purpose here was to help advance Uhura's development as a character and why she chooses to stay in Starfleet. He even does the whole live long and prosper.
You guys took it.
Here for Spock, which it only makes Spock even more emotional at the end here. And
dude, it was hitting all the notes, everything, every beat they took from like the moment I'm gonna go outside. I was just like, like it. I was emotional, really, right into the funeral. Up until the moment they left the funeral, I stopped crying. I was like, okay, I don't give a fuck anymore.
I was too mad to be sad.
But not Lon. She's like, it's the Gorn. You need to take a walk.
It's the Gorn.
She knew she was like, you're going outside.
She's like, see you later. And he just walks out here through the force field. And he's like, it feels like Andoria.
And then he just drops and jumps, almost like an Alien 3.
Is that what happens in Alien 3?
Literally.
It's an homage. It has to be.
The only thing we didn't get is something bursting out of his chest as he's hitting. Well, in that case.
Well, they sort of hinted at it, though, because it goes like ta-tunk, and then it cuts away, and then they see him falling. But
do they? Do we see? Yeah, I didn't get a shot of that.
Okay. I love the scene because at this point I'm like, okay, so Star Trek's Priority 1 mission for the Priority 1 team is to essentially have been exterminators and a tow truck team. Okay.
Right.
Actually, that was the best part of the episode. She's like, oh no, we've got a Priority 1 message for a Priority 1 mission. He's like, aren't we already? She's like, aren't we already a Priority 1 mission? He's like, yeah. So Pike says, yeah.
Yeah. We see
they didn't seem like they were in a big hurry though until after that.
The Peregrine is like, looking a little beat up, but seems to be at least salvageable.
Yeah, you can fly with one nacelle.
Well, it's not advisable. And then we get the funeral scene here, guys. We see badges and everything else. This is the tribute to the fallen.
I'm glad there was
45 seconds in, we had it.
What's that, Adam?
I'm glad there was no Amazing Grace. I gotta tell you.
Oh, that was.
I'm glad that they didn't put them in.
Only if Scotty can do it on the bagpipes. That's the only time you do it.
Could you imagine if they introduced Scotty that way? He just walks in, left scene, bagpipes. Who's that? That's Scotty. He's the new engineer.
No, even better. It's like he's the bagpiper, and he's just like, I hear you need a new engineer. He's just the bagpiper.
Hope your warp coil cells could give her all she got.
It is an opening.
I won't be nearly efficient though.
I think that's going to happen now. You guys have predicted it. And here there's Ortega's feeling sad. You
had to give her something in this episode.
Yeah,
she hates funerals. That's what she said.
Hates funerals.
Doesn't. Means somebody died.
Hey, go back one?
Weepy feelings.
Who's the tall girl with the long hair?
That's the first officer, Una.
Oh, okay. I never seen her.
She's got episodes. Don't worry.
Weepy feelings.
Familiar.
He's so
I
angry.
had that feeling too, Jody, this episode. Because literally just shuns her out of the episode. He's just like, look, we're all going to have an episode.
Imagine if they did that with Riker.
Deliver the thing.
Like, imagine if they did that with Riker, where literally it's like, you see Riker for 2 seconds, and then you see him at the end of the episode. Like, it's...
Yeah, they would do that to Riker. They did.
No, Rebecca Romaine is...
Riker delivering pizza.
Rebecca Romaine is the end of the cast. Like, it's and Rebecca Romaine. So she's only in it sporadically. Like, she's like...
Well, the and is usually...
There's only so much budget for Rebecca.
Usually your second top billing is the and. Like DS9 is like and Renee Auberge one. He was clearly like the.
But that comes. Hers is at the end, and his is at the beginning. Also starring.
No, his is at the end.
His is Renee Auberge was not at the end. He's at the beginning. He's second billing. No, it goes It goes Avery Brooks, and then it goes Rene Auberjonois.
She was starting the short treks. She's done her thing.
Yeah, she's already had her. Oh, but Spock's mad, guys.
The Arthur meme, guys. It's the Arthur meme.
I'm so bad.
So Chapel chases them sort of off here down the corridor, and he's.
This is the moment I stopped crying. This is the exact moment. I was tears from the moment Uhura peeked her head out the window up until the moment Chapel walked out of that room, and I was like, okay.
Spock's having anger management issues.
There is one really disturbing thing in this scene, though.
What?
And I'm hoping that you actually got a clip of it. Do you have a clip of the two of them actually hugging?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, keep going.
God, look how long his sideburns are.
Okay, look at her fucking hands.
Yeah,
just in the back of his neck. A top model competition, and look at her fucking hands. They are gross. I'm sorry. I have better looking hands than those.
Come on, Jody.
No, you don't, Jody.
I don't know how to
put them up. Let's see them, Jody. Those are pretty nice. Like George Costanza's hands.
George Costanza, exactly.
Like they've never seen a day's work in their life.
That's why I'm in IT.
She's not a hand
Nobody
model.
ever said she was David
Never had a
Duchovny, my
callus.
guy. Come on.
I always talked about his hands.
I always notice your hands, Georgie. When did you notice his hands? I never saw you talk about his hands. Okay, stop all the Seinfeld references, Dave. Here we go. And then, okay, what do you guys make of this whole scene here at the end? Like, Adam, what was your take on this whole Spock and Chapel thing for the end of the episode? Where's this going?
I don't know where it's going.
He doesn't want to Pringle.
Adam.
It betrays his sunburn.
Adam.
Right. Yes, thank you.
Someone said
it's very Kelvin universe, whether it's her or Nurse Chapel, like something's gonna happen here.
Yeah. Will they, won't they? Is that what they're setting up here? And then
Dude, it's been will they, won't they from moment one. Are you kidding me? Like from minute one since they see her on screen, it's been will they, won't they? I thought they were killing the storyline back with the T'Pringle episode, right?
We know it's a won't they, so stop at the storyline. Seriously,
it's true.
That's exactly like I thought it was the whole thing with the pirate episode and all that stuff. I thought that was it with the will they, won't they, and then we're coming back to the will they, won't they, and it's like I don't want it.
I'm taking this.
Weird.
I like this. I like
Forget
this.
T'Pring.
But it's a won't they, Adam.
T'Pring and all that super cold. I'm not for it either, but I can't say I'm too into this because it's starting to they either need to make a choice. If they're gonna lean into it, go and do it for sure. But like
can't. This is a canon.
Chapel tried to bring him soup, and then he threw the soup at her. Remember? In
what? Okay, you say they can't lean into it, but we've established that this is supposed to be an alternate universe as well, have we not?
No, it's the same universe.
It's the same
universe.
universe.
Is it? Is it not an alternate timeline?
But are we for or against this relationship here? That's what I want.
I'm pro. I'm for it.
I'm for it too. I'm for it.
Against it.
I'm against it. I like it as a
honestly.
friendship. I think they have a lot of chemistry.
Friendship's
but you can't do this. Will they? Think
I think
that
what's
going
to
to
end up happening is Nurse Chapel is
a
going to
waste
run
of
into
time.
somebody, and then it's going to be she's going to go off with that for a while
for a different relationship, and then Spock missed his chance.
Yeah,
that would be preferable. It'll be Okona.
The outrageous Okona.
I bet you anything she's going to end up in danger,
on.
and Spock's going to end up having to save her, and then it'll be damsel in
really.
distress. That sort
You
of.
don't know how old Okona is.
He's a human. He's a human.
He's a human being.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay. So
He is outrageous, though.
At the very last
He's
scene here is
freaking out.
Pike and
Billy
Lon
Campbell.
drinking booze in his quarters.
She's like, I don't know if you heard, Chris, but it's the Gorn.
He calls him Chris here.
The children of the Gorn.
It's the Gorn.
So she wants to take the kid back to find her parents or where she's from or something like that.
Good, stay there.
He'll square it over with Starfleet. And she says bye. He says, see you later. We'll see you when you're back. She takes off, and he's back to his drink here. And we see Uhura come to the bridge. It's kind of the final shot of the episode. She's, I guess, deciding to stay. She's deciding to stay. She's not going back to the academy. She's look that this is going to become her station. This is
Why the hell would you go back to the academy if you're on the flagship, for fuck's sakes? Like, why would you ever? Like, if you had the option to stay, why would you ever?
Well, this is what bugs me about this episode. You know, if she doesn't want to stay, I'd say go pound salt. Go somewhere else. I don't want you.
Yeah. Go serve on one of those smaller ships, like the Peregrine. They need.
Yeah,
but like, she's clearly showed her value as a team member to the crew, and specifically her skill set. So you can see why Pike would be like, "Listen, I know you don't know quite yet, but I'm not gonna press you. You're always welcome here amongst the elite of the elite." You know, like, because it's one thing to just sort of be like, "You join us now. If not, get the fuck out." That makes her choice easy. She's just gonna get the fuck out. We all
remember bum 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 bum.
Bum 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 bum.
Bum, bum, bum,
Bum 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 bum.
I am not
the only moment in this show better than Minefield.
All right.
I am not drunk enough for this.
She takes her station, guys, and that's the final shot of the episode. We got through it.
That was a
an hour
nice
and 15 minutes later.
Turns out it was the Gorn.
It was the Gorn.
It's the Gorn.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's get into some ratings for this episode, and close the books.
It's like I want my life back.
Dave's like, I want to go home.
Even though I've already been home, but you know, it's all good.
I want this done with.
I'm done with these assholes.
All those who wander, guys. Now, Chris, I need to create a column here for you. If you give me a moment. That's wrong. Okay. So
this Excel prowess is impressive.
It is very impressive. Guys, I think I'm gonna give this a 9. I liked this episode. Kevin's not here.
Wow.
So Jody.
Wow.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
An 8 for Jody. Gavin.
Okay, so let's do the math. So this is 3 times as good as Minefield. What did you guys give Minefield? I mean, 3 times not as good.
You want to check on the Minefield score?
I gave it a 2.
You gave it a 9, Davin. So, but the other guys gave it a 0.
So,
I gave it a 7.
so Minefield,
I gave it a 2 because it had something interesting in it.
Yeah, but back to Strange New Worlds.
I'll be generous and give it a 5.
You're giving this episode a 5?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's generous.
You out of your mind?
Davin, I really liked you until now.
It's a carbon copy ripoff of Aliens and Alien.
And don't forget Predator.
And
Predator.
And apparently Children of the Corn.
But like this episode was hardly good enough to kill Hammer off. Like, how often does the blind guy get to play a blind guy on Star Trek? He was a great character. Like, it was cheap. This episode was cheap. It was a cheap ripoff, and all the decisions they made to carry on with the characters were cheap. It's very cheap episode. It was disappointing.
Okay. All right, Chris, what's your rating of this episode?
Honestly, I was feeling a strong 10 about this episode up until this whole discussion and the back and forth. No, hang on. Some of the glaring blemishes of the episode have been highlighted. But in reality, I thought it was, even though predictable, as everyone says, and even though it was a blatant homage and ripoff to Aliens and all the other, Predators and Reptiles and Mortal Kombat and such, I still feel like it was beautifully executed. And any episode of, or any medium of television that can legitimately make me feel emotion and weep for 5 minutes straight, not just like, oh my God, I'm going to crap and tear like I do with most things and get them over with. It was legitimately like a 5-minute count where I was just like, oh God, this is one beat after the other hitting emotion. So for that, it's going to get a 9.5.
9.5 from Chris. Okay. And Adam.
It ruined that for me.
So
Hammer deserved a better episode.
That's a great description, Chris. I too, saw the blatant ripoffs. I understand that. I mean, but I thought it was well done. Actually, for the first half an hour of this show, I was actually riveted. I was like engaged in this episode. And I
have you seen Alien?
Yeah, about 25 times. Yeah, Got a poster.
How was this riveting? When you knew what was going to happen?
No, oh my God, Davan, you're
hitting the same note, my God.
Honestly, I feel like you guys are from the mirror universe. You guys hate Minefield and you love this episode.
I think you're from like the mirror universe. How could you ever like Minefield? But so Dave 9.
I mean,
okay, 9. That seems more okay. So Davin's bringing down the average quite a bit here.
You know what? You're gonna give it. I'm gonna give it.
What
a
is
10
the
so I
average?
can pull it up a bit.
Well,
no, I'm going to change mine to a 3.
I'll change mine to a 10 then.
I'm going to go with a 10 as well.
We're going full 10s. I'm leaving mine at 9. Okay, so
walks out.
I was kidding. I want mine to be 8.
The average has moved up to 8.4, which is what IMDb is giving it as well, coincidentally, with just 329 votes at this time.
You know what? This is the mirror universe, and that's why the world sucks.
Yeah,
I think you suck.
I think this is an Uhura / I don't know. This is
1 in 5 Star Trek fans were displeased with this episode because it wasn't pure Star Trek and it had other IP seeping into it and dirtying their pure Star Trek.
No, it was just cheap. Like,
why do you think it was called All Those Who Wander? Why do you think that?
Any series anywhere could have just like riffed on aliens for an episode. It was unoriginal.
Oh, actually, guys,
like I predicted the 3 deaths in like 45 seconds. There was nothing really very good about this episode.
You knew.
I don't believe that for a second.
I honestly don't believe you were 45 seconds in that episode and be like, that guy's dying, she's dying, and Hammer's dying. You just said main cast character.
No, we said Hammer. In that scene where they introduce us to Duke and to Chia, Tiffany said Duke's gonna die. I said Chia's gonna die, and then we were like, you know what? They're gonna kill a main cast character too. It's gonna be Hammer. I said. We predicted it in the 45 seconds, man, or whatever that scene came in, which was like a minute.
Very, very early. Okay, just
bullshit.
On the title.
No, it's true.
It might be a reference.
It was obviously we're gonna kill Hammer.
It might
they
be
haven't
a
given him an
reference
episode
to.
in forever.
It might be a reference to the quote: "All that is gold does not glitter. Not all those who wander are lost. The old that is strong does not wither. Deep roots are not reached by the frost," which was from Fellowship of the Ring. It's a J.R.R. Tolkien quote from that. So that might be what the title is a reference to. Seemingly,
I would say it's
I
more
can't
or
wait
less
for
like,
next week's episode though, because next week's episode is probably going to be ripping off Scooby-Doo. It'll be great.
That'll be better.
It's gonna be Spock's brother. I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you drastically
you meddling Vulcan.
We're getting with his brother Cybok.
Yeah,
but yeah, those who wonder or the title is
Cybok all along.
My half brother Cybok. Do we know the title of the next episode yet?
It was released.
If we do, you would know it. I wouldn't.
It was.
I'm not that invested.
I mean, it's got to be about Spock's evil brother, right? Because like they didn't just leave that huge cliffhanger at the end of the whole pirate episode for nothing. Like I was expecting it to continue on in last week's episode.
I'm hoping for a Romulan version of Hammer.
The next episode is called the final episode for the season is called Equality of Mercy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there'll be mercy bestowed upon somebody.
Not Hammer.
It's either gonna be like a whole episode leading up to Spock and his brother facing off, or it's gonna be Spock and the brother facing off, and then Spock has to learn to give mercy to his brother or something. This
It'll
is a prediction.
It'll probably be a love triangle with him and his brother and like to Pringles.
And Apple. Make it a love.
Look, I'm gonna send you guys some of this alien.
Too many hands are caught in the can.
Or guys, I could see them bringing it back to the whole Pike. Is Pike going to have this accident? Can his future be changed? Because that's been kind of the thread of the season so far.
Well, this is why I'm like, are we sure this isn't like meant to be some form of alternate storyline? Because they're basically rebooting all of Star Trek. Are they going to ultimately just get to the point where we're rebooting original series Kirk episodes of Star Trek with the new cast, and then we're just going to redo all the old episodes so that we have the continuity? Because that seems absurd. What seems more likely is that, well, we're going to do new we're gonna do new, but not like. You know, it's like
no, this ain't the
it's a
JJ verse.
retconning.
This is Prime.
This is Prime timeline, supposedly. So, there's the alien egg.
There's an alien egg there.
In space, no one can hear you scream, but they can hear you on this podcast, unless you're muted. But anyway, so guys, I think we can close the book here on Star Trek Strange New Worlds, All Those Who Wander. Just coming up on 90 minutes here on this podcast. Thanks for breaking it all down, and thanks for the comments out there. Just for a couple things here, Sam was like, "Don't kill Uhura. She's an iconic character in the original series." That's right. Well, they didn't kill her.
They're not going to kill her.
That's you might also know
yeah,
we do
she's
other...
gonna make out with Kirk.
Yeah, but not again, not willfully. Next, guys, we're gonna have some other Star Trek podcasts in near future. Okay. Oh, there's a cat, a Siamese cat. On Monday night.
Look who it is.
It's
hey, buddy.
On Monday nights, we do a Star Trek Enterprise rewatch. Jody Simpson, what's going on over there? And Adam Woodward.
Our next
not
episode,
Minefield. Not
Minefield.
That's in the review.
Sorry, Davan. I can't remember what next week's episode is. Hold on. I have it.
Boss Hog Bog says, great stuff, boys. Woo.
Marauders is next week's episode.
Check out
in general, you guys aren't appreciating Enterprise for the greatness that it is.
Are
Davan,
you kidding me?
I disagree
the
with
reason
you
why
that.
I'm doing this podcast is to get people to be appreciative of it.
But there's some horrible
Yeah, but then you're like, I'll give this one like a 6.
Oh my god, Davan.
That's a great episode.
Well, guys, this is discourse. On Wednesdays, right now, we're talking about Star Trek Deep Space Nine at 9. Going through all those episodes, as we have been for the last 2 years and more. We're into season 5 now. We just talked about a simple investigation the other night, and our next episode will be business as usual. Season 5, episode 18.
Sorry, did you guys shit on Simple Investigation? That's a terrible episode. Did you guys?
We gave it a 7. Our average was 7.3.
Oh, that's generous.
We liked it better than we thought we would. Was how we came out there. And then also check out Star Trek Radio Theater, our ongoing series where we do like script reads. If you didn't know, back in April we recorded Darmok, which was Adam Woodward playing Darmok, Davan Skelhorn playing Jean-Luc Picard, and different crew here with various parts. That was a great. The edited version is now up on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. If you haven't listened to that, check that out. Plus, we'll be recording our next one next month. It's gonna be Family Business. We're finally getting around to that one. So a Ferengi focused episode. Not masks, not yet. We will do masks. Don't worry.
I won't.
Yeah. No.
My contract stipulates I only show up for Q episodes.
Also, check out our other channels, including Super Mater Brothers Podcasting, which we're getting started on Big Brother USA Season 24. Sam apparently has news on this. He didn't tell us what it was. He just says he has it.
I told you guys he's on the show. You guys didn't believe
but he's not American. He can't be on that show.
Oh, man. Sam.
Some up breaking news, but you have to wait for it.
It's breaking news. But check out, we're going to be doing our cast preview podcast this Sunday night. Jaemeel Robinson and Jeff Mader and I breaking that whole cast down, looking ahead and figuring out who we think will win the season. And also check out our other show called Trivial Debates. We had Chris Murphy was recently hosting along with Adam Woodward, Davan Skelhorn, and Jaemeel Robinson competing. You should check that out episode if you have not already. We had some great debates on that one. Guys, we already have our next panel announced. It's going to be Jody Simpson hosting with Max and Jeff Mader competing along with Chris Murphy himself.
It's time to host this correctly, Dave.
Well, to talk to Chris.
I don't take any bullshit.
Do you think Chris took too much bullshit in his edition?
No, actually, his was pretty good.
That
Max Duda, though, he's an idiot.
I want to be in August, please. I got to redeem myself.
All right. Coming back in August, Adam
I want to
Woodward.
be on that one as well.
Oh, well,
because I want to go after Adam.
He came in with strong points. There's just a couple where unfortunately you had to bow out because
Hoss Bog says Chris
Hoss
got this.
Hog.
He's yeah.
You got fans already.
I don't know. Max is gonna channel his inner Jody. I'm telling you. Watch out for that.
He'll bring that mustache, just like Sam Kirk.
I just want to slap him every time I see him.
All right. Also, check out Look Cute as a Track.
I think I win the mustache game.
Yeah.
Oh, yours is fine.
Oh yeah.
It's quite good.
Check out Look Cute as a Track with Davan Skelhorn and Dave Pugsley.
He likes Minefield. He likes Minefield. What's the point?
He hated
we have an intelligent podcast where we talk intelligently about Star Trek episodes.
That's not what we do here.
Intelligent ones.
You also praise Worf too.
Also, big news over on Davin's other podcast, X-Rated, his X-Men the Animated Series Rewatch podcast. You're going to be talking to Lenore
Zan.
Lenore Zan,
voice of Rogue.
The voice of Rogue, former
this Tuesday.
Former member of Canadian Parliament as well, I believe.
True. And the Nova Scotia Legislature.
What time Tuesday?
8 p.m. Atlantic, 9 p.m. where you guys are all at.
Check it out, sugar.
Isn't that 7 our time?
No.
Oh yeah, what did I say?
9.
Oh, I was thinking about
the other
80 kilometers off the coast of Newfoundland.
You're ahead of us, where we all live.
Right.
That's good. All right. Check out also goes to the Hellbound podcast with Michael Chan and Alex Blackburn every Wednesday, as well as Let's Talk About Fighting Games with Eamon Mader under his Sam Jerka. You can check out all those.
But he's also there with Smash Bros. Seth, isn't he?
Well, sometimes. Yeah. Super Smash Bros. Seth.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, as am I. So check out all our.
As are we all.
Check out that we'll be back in a week time to talk about the finale of Strange New Worlds. It's gone by so fast. A Quality of Mercy.
So good.
Break that all down. Thanks for being with us tonight, guys. Of course, we missed Kevin for this one. Hopefully, he can join us for the finale. All right. Well, and on that,
Kevin agrees with me.
It's the Gorn. Make sure you always
Children of the Gorn.
Where are the Gorn? Human or Gorn?
And
it's the Gorn.
And with that, we'll see you next time. Live long and podcast.
Live gold and prosper.
All right.
Worf sucks.
Of course, the people you care about are going to cause you pain. It will hurt, but the love it yields will far outweigh the sorrow.